Hi everyone, welcome to Free Movement Dance Solutions, and today we're going to talk about Marley Dance Mats. Now if you've ever wondered why you would need a Marley Dance Mat, or if you're here because you know exactly why you need it, bingo! Today's going to be a topic on how you're going to choose your Marley Dance Mats to help you prevent dance injuries, whether you're at home, whether you want to build a home studio or you have a commercial dance studio. Here to help you choose that today. So, the first question that everyone asks us is, what is the differences between all of the different types of Marley Mats? And the thing is, do you actually need a Marley Mat? The last question we always get is, what's the difference between a sprung floor and a Marley Dance Mat? So, I'm going to show you example by example the different Marley Mats that we offer, and then you'll be able to choose much easier based on the different specs of our Marley Mats. Now, bear in mind that all of our Marley Mats are size customizable. So if you need any particular sizes and you're not sure how to go about doing that, just drop us a WhatsApp, call us, email us, whatever it is that you need, and we'll definitely help you with that. But you can also drop it down in the comments below if you have any questions. Happy to answer you. Alright, enough said. Let's go straight into our Marley Mats. Straight out to our samples over here. If you've been to our website, you'll realize that there are 4 different types of Marley Mats that we offer. And I'm going to go through one by one what are the differences between all of these Marley Mats over here, how you should choose them, and which one of them you should decide on. But before that, let's head over to our website, freemovementsg.com, and I'm going to show you a table that we have painstakingly created so that you can actually see the differences and the thickness and what are the intentions for all the different Marley Mats that we have over here. Alright, so once you actually head over to our website, freemovementsg.com, you realize that we have so many different things that we're offering, right? So we've got our lifestyle, we've got our flooring, we've got our equipment, we've got our dance studio, we've got our sewing and couture, and as well as our body scanner. So the main thing that we are actually going to look into would be under flooring today, which is where our Marley Mats are. So click on flooring, so you'll actually see Dance Marley Mats, you'll see Limitless Sprung Floor, our soundproof mats, as well as installation and building. Alright, so I'm going to delve into our Dance Marley Mats first. I'm not going to talk about our sprung floors today, but basically sprung floors and Marley Mats are the best flooring for dancers. Alright, and then soundproof mats are basically mats if you're looking to soundproof, or if your neighbor is complaining about you, they're calling the police and they are just making a whole lot of trouble because you're trying to dance and trying to work out at home, and it's not been easy. I get it. So therefore, our soundproof mats, and it absorbs vibrations and sounds, yeah. And then of course, we also provide installations here, and we've actually built different dance studios, whether it's home studio, commercial studios, schools, institutions. We've done all of the shebangs, so you can see all of that there as well. Alright, so let's go into Dance Marley Mats. Alright, so as you come into here, you'll actually see we have 4 different types of Marley Mats. One, which is the original, our OG Marley Mat, which is our Studio Marley Mat. So this is our 3.5 mm thick Marley Mats, followed by our Maple Oak Marley Mat, Vivace Marley Mat, and Freedom Marley Mat. Now, the thing is, if you're actually looking at it here, it kind of looks the same but different. But the thing to remember is to not just go for the looks. Looks is going to be secondary now first. Okay, let's look at what dance genres you dance and everything else that you need. Okay, so click into any one of these 4, whether it's Studio Marley Mat, Vivace Marley Mat, Maple Oak Marley Mat, or Freedom Marley Mat. Just click into one of them. The table is there. Okay, let's go to Studio Marley Mat. So as you can see for our Studio Marley Mat, this is a beautiful matte mat. Okay, by matte I mean that it's not shiny. It's not that shiny. So can you see? It's actually not that shiny. It's a more matte look, which is why it's really nice as well if you're thinking of taking any aesthetic photos. So it looks really good. Taking photos, taking videos, dance videos, photos. Very nice. Okay, anyway, let's not talk about colors first. Colors are secondary as well. Let's go ahead to look at this table that we have created over here. Okay, just scroll down and you will actually see that. So over here on our table, you'll see that we have 4 of our different Marley Mats as our headers, right? So we've got Studio, Maple Oak, Vivace, Freedom. Now, before I start anything, I just want to let you know that our Vivace Marley Mat is actually an upgraded version of our Studio Marley Mat. What does that mean? Well, you see, when we first started with our Studio Marley Mat at 3.5 mm thickness, a lot of requests were coming in saying that, hey, do you have any thicker mats? We want to have more cushioning, we want to make sure that we prevent more injuries. Ta-da! Therefore, our Vivace Marley Mat. Alright, so moving back to the table. You'll see on the column where you have all of the different dance genres. Now, the main thing is, and the first and foremost thing that I want to tell you is that I need you to choose your Marley Mats according to the genres of dance that you do, or fitness for that matter. So, for instance, if you do purely ballet, alright, if you look at the ballet tab over here, you basically have all 4 options to choose from. Free to choose, alright? Now, if you head down to tab, you actually see that there are only 2 ticks that happens on our Maple Oak Marley Mat and our Freedom Marley Mat. I'll go one by one according to the genres of dance to explain so you understand it better, but the main thing to remember is that you need to choose according to the genre or genres of dance that you do, alright? So if you do, for instance, ballet and contemporary dance or ballet and jazz, okay, go according to the table and make sure that whatever that you choose has all of the ticks for both of the genres. Okay, let's start with ballet. Ballet itself, what kind of shoes are you using, right? You're using ballet shoes, you're going on point, right? So the reason why our Studio Marley Mat is popular is because at 3.5 mm thickness, you can see under thickness, okay? If you scroll down over here, you'll see thickness at 3.5 mm thick, okay? It's a great thickness to help prevent injuries and the cushion as well. So going on point, no problem, all right? That being said, of course, with ballet, you can choose any of the mats. With our Freedom Marley Mat, you will see it's actually the thinnest Marley Mat that we have, alright? A lot of the time, very good if you also do tap, because for tap, you need to hear the sounds and the acoustic side is actually really important, yeah? So, it really depends on how you want to choose, how you want to match, but okay, the main thing for ballet is all is great. If you want more cushioning, go for Vivace. If you want to have the wooden floor look, go for Maple Oak. The good thing about Maple Oak Marley Mat is that, go back to olden days, like really, really old days where, there's no such thing as Marley Mats. What do people use? So in the very olden days, the dance studios all have wooden floors, which is why it's still a very traditional look and we really like it. So even in our studio over here at Free Movement, we use Maple Oak as well because, we really like the whole warm feel, a very aesthetic wooden floor, old school feel. It's really good. So if you really like that kind of look, go for a Maple Oak Marley Mat. But if you're looking for grey or black Marley Mats, everything else has the option for grey and black. P.S. We might actually have new color options coming up in future, but let's see. So if you're going for ballet, you've got all the options. Choose according to what you need. Choose according to the aesthetics of your space, alright? So what I mean by that is, for instance, if your interior design has a lot of blacks, it looks very clean, very minimalistic, perhaps go for black. If you have a very white space and you want to make sure that the whole room really lights up, you could go for grey. The main thing to remember is that, of course, when it comes to maintenance, black is always harder to maintain than grey. Think about it. If any dust or any dirt actually goes on the black floor, it's going to be a lot more obvious than if it were grey. Alright, that's the main thing to consider. Maple Oak Marley Mat, easy, good, simple to maintain. Alright, next, let's look at tap. So if you do tap, alright, the reason why we don't recommend our Studio Marley Mat and Vivace Marley Mat for tap is because, number one, for tap, we need a hard wearing layer on top of our Marley Mats because of the screws in the tap shoes, alright? So for some of you, if you loosen your screws, some of you don't, it's up to you. It's up to your instructor. However else you want to do it, okay? So if you loosen your screws, loosen your tap shoe screws, not your head screws, okay? A lot of the time, what happens is it causes a lot of scratches on the floor. So we need to make sure that the Marley Mat is actually suitable for tap, and that's going to be either a Maple Oak or a Freedom Marley Mat because it has a hard wearing layer on top. How do you choose if you're doing tap between our Maple Oak Marley Mat or our Freedom Marley Mat? For tap, the acoustics is very important. Be able to hear all the sounds, really important. So if sound is something that you really want to make sure you can hear, go for a Freedom Marley Mat, right? Because it's the thinnest Marley Mat of all. Now, if you're looking at having a bit more cushioning to prevent injuries, go for a maple oak Marley Mat. Okay, so that actually helps to cushion the injuries, but at the same time you'll still be able to hear, but definitely the sound is not as crisp as compared to if it were the Freedom Marley Mat. I'm going to show you the example right now. So let's go over to our Freedom Marley Mat. So this is the one over here. By the way, our Freedom Marley Mat is actually shiny. You can see that there is actually a very beautiful sheen. Alright, it's glossy. I love it. So this comes in grey and in black as well. I'm going to tap so you can hear the sound. Using my nails, okay, to tap so you can hear the sound. Alright, so that's the Freedom Marley Mat. I'm going to do that for our Maple Oak Marley Mat so that you can hear it as well. Have that? Essentially, if you're not able to really hear it clearly, basically the sound for the Freedom Marley Mat is a lot more crisp as compared to the Maple Oak Marley Mat. Okay, it's a lot sharper. So if you're doing tap and sounds very important for you, I definitely recommend you to choose our Freedom Marley Mat. But if you feel like cushioning is more important, then I would say go for Maple Oak Marley Mat. Alright, next genre. Alright, Latin dance. So for Latin dance, basically, you know, because you'll be wearing heels, again, it's going to be the same as tap. We would definitely recommend our Maple Oak or Freedom Marley Mat because it has a hard wearing layer. Jazz itself, anything you can choose. Street dance, contempt, acrobatics, anyone you can choose, alright? Flamenco pole, again, we have two mats for you to choose, the same two. If you look at our entire table, basically, Studio Marley Mat and Vivace Marley Mat are for soft shoes or barefooted dancing only. What do I mean by soft shoes? Soft shoes will be things like ballet shoes, foot songs, barefooted, you know, anything that are soft. Hard shoes will be things like tap shoes, dance heels, or any other heels for that matter. But basically, any forms of hard shoes. Okay? So, now you know, Studio and Vivace Marley Mat are recommended for soft shoes. Freedom and Maple Oak Marley Mat recommended for hard shoes. Choose according to your genre or genres. Then, go ahead to choose which of our Marley Mats to go for in terms of the aesthetics. Okay? Now, moving on to the thickness, alright? So for thickness wise, you can see over here on our table, we have 3.5 mm, 4.5 mm, 5 mm, and not 5 mm. So just depending on which of our Marley Mats you decide on, the thicknesses actually makes a difference. Now, question. I always get asked, how does the thickness matter? Now, it matters not if, let's say you're just laying a small mat on your floor and it's not near the door. Now, if your mat is going to be near the door, if it needs to go under your door, please bear in mind that your door needs to have that gap that is big enough, at least an extra 1 or 2 mm, at least 2 mm, you know, to go under the mat, for the mat to go under the door. Alright, so just need to bear in mind that, but if that's not a concern, perfectly fine. Slip resistance, okay. Slip resistance is something that I think is also important that you consider. Alright. If you see our Studio Marley Mat, our slip resistance is at a medium, alright? So this is our Studio Marley Mat over here. By slip resistance, it means that if I'm going to run my finger, if I'm going to run it, okay, there is a slip resistance, but it is not as much as if I were to do it to the Freedom Marley Mat. I'm using the same pressure, okay, assuming that you have that pressure as you're dancing, alright? So I'm using the same pressure. This is our Studio Marley Mat. I'm going to go ahead to do the same thing for our Freedom Marley Mat. Alright, so the slip resistance for our Freedom Marley Mat is higher as compared to our Studio Marley Mat. Okay, so that's what we mean by slip resistance, meaning that if you're trying to glide, there's going to be a lot more slip. Now, the reason why that's something for you to choose as well is, for instance, if you dance street dance, street dancers prefer it to be a little bit more slippery so that you can do your tricks and, you know, all of the different things. Because if you're going to choose Freedom Marley Mat for street and if you want it to be more slippery, it's not going to work. But if, for instance, if you're doing ballet and you prefer, you know, better slip resistance, then that's something to consider as well. That being said, all of our Marley Mats are great for dancers, so it's just a personal preference to me, and yeah, it's up to you. It's really up to you. Okay, let's go ahead to surface look. Surface look is really simple. You can see Freedom Marley Mat is shiny, and our other Studio and Vivace Marley Mats are actually matte. Okay, so they are actually matte, and of course our Maple Oak Marley Mat is actually a wood grain finish. So why we did that is because we actually want to make sure that, you know, it still looks like wood, like a normal wooden floor, so therefore the wood grain finish. Okay, so I would say it's slightly glossy, but it's definitely not as shiny as the Freedom Marley Mat. Can you see that? Yeah, so it's not as shiny as the Freedom Marley Mat. Not shiny, glossy. Alright, but Studio and Vivace Marley Mat are pretty matte. Roll width. Okay, roll width is basically how wide each roll is when we actually make it. So why we put that there is, for instance, okay, if you want to build a space and it is 4 by 4 meters, for instance. So if you have 4 by 4 meters and you want the Freedom Marley Mat, we basically gonna have 2 rolls of Freedom Marley Mat, 2 by 4 meters, 2 by 4 meters to make 4 by 4 meters. So that's the reason why we put the roll width there, and that's why you need Marley tape to do the installation as well. Alright, any other descriptions are all stated here on the table as well. Go ahead to read them, go through them, and just make sure that you actually try and understand them. Okay, so yes, that's it. Oh yes, color disclaimer. Bear in mind that when we manufacture our Marley Mats, okay, different batches might have slight color variations. What does that mean? We put the same resin, we put the same coloring, everything in, right? And when we make it, sometimes the gray shades come out slightly different. This is glossy, but don't care about how shiny it is first, like the finish. But basically you can see there are different shades of gray, of course. At the end of it, you know, it really depends on which batch you get. So I always recommend that if, let's say, you're getting one mat and you want to add on another one next time, it's best to always get like one full batch of the same color for gray. But if it's black, typically not so much of a problem because black is pretty standard for us. So it's only the gray that sometimes come out with a different color variation. So bear that in mind. So I typically suggest, you know, if you want to get your Marley Mats and it's a big space, get all the Marley Mats that you need, fill the space, you know. It's always better than if in future you want to add on a Marley Mat, it might be a different color and, you know, you won't be able to accept that. That's something to consider. If you have any questions so far, drop it down in the comments below or reach out to us anytime. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're wondering how it actually looks like in real life after you install it, after you lay it on the floor, if you want to roll it up, I'm going to show you some examples which you can all find on our website. So head over to flooring, under installations and building, okay? And you can see all of the different spaces that we have actually built before. This was our first studio. It's a beautiful, I love it and I miss it. Yes, full windows, love. Okay, so this is installed with our Studio Marley Mat. Okay, so you can actually see over here, we actually do write down what has been installed on the floor as it is in the picture. Okay, this one was a Freedom Marley Mat, and then this one over here is our studio. So this is the Maple Oak Marley Mat, and then you can see all of the different examples that we have over here. Okay, this one was, I believe, Freedom. Yes, Freedom Marley Mat. We've got commercial dance studios, you know, shout out to Bascas Arts Academy, shout out to Ang Mo Kio Secondary School and Singapore Indian Fine Arts Society. Love you guys. So these are the different spaces that we've already built. Again, you can see, like, for example, Singapore Indian Fine Arts Society, what they did was they actually leveled the floor first before we actually installed our Studio Marley Mat in black on top. Yeah, so of course for Singapore Indian Fine Arts Society, that's for Indian dance. So for Indian dance, you're barefooted, right? So if you do Indian dance, if you do Indian dance, you're barefooted, any of our mats are great, right? Okay, so for Ang Mo Kio Secondary School, I believe, if I remember correctly, you guys do contemporary dance. So for contem, okay, any of the Marley Mats are great, but of course over here they decided to choose our Maple Oak Marley Mat to match the current floor. They didn't cover the entire floor, as you can see, right? So this is the original floor. So they actually, you know, only decided to just have an area or a portion, part of the floor installed. Yeah, and then of course we have some home studios over here. As you can see, we've got Vivace Marley Mat, Maple Oak Marley Mat, and this is a very interesting studio over here that we did. So, you know, we did a sprung floor, we did the mirrors, we did the bars. Although I would say it's not a huge space, that was quite a small space, but you know, we had about I think it was 2 by 2.5 meters to play with. So it was interesting how we actually managed to construct the space to create a sprung floor, a Marley mat, mirrors, and a belly bar. Amazing. I love it. Thanks, Will. Shout out to you, Will. Yeah, so you can see all of the different examples that we have over here. Alright, so this one is our soundproof mat. So if you're looking at soundproofing, you can go check that out. I'm not gonna explain this video, check out our other video that's gonna come up soon, okay? So yeah. So if you have any questions, okay, don't forget to just drop it down in the comments or ask us anytime, anywhere. Alright? I'm going to go ahead to talk about one more thing today, which would be our Marley tape. The question is, if you actually have 4 by 4 meters, remember the 4 by 4 meters example I told you, and you want to install Freedom Marley Mat, so you have 2 by 4 meters, 2 by 4 meters. Now the question is, how do you hold all of the mats together? That, my friend, would be using our Marley tapes. So, Marley tapes, we have 2 types. We have Marley top tape and Marley double-sided tape. Marley top tape basically goes on top of the mat. Marley double-sided tape goes at the bottom of the mat. So you don't see the double-sided tape, but you'll definitely see the top tape, okay? So the question is, what's the difference? How should I choose that? Okay, we're creating another video exactly for that, so go check out that video. But roughly, in essence, basically, with Marley top tape, you actually do need to maintain the tapes, which means that once it wears out, you need to remove them, replace them. With Marley double-sided tape, you actually typically don't want or don't need to do that. So once you actually place that, all of the Marley mats in place, you don't move it. All you need to do is just to make sure that, you know, you vacuum your Marley mat and make sure that all of the dirt doesn't get stuck. I'll explain a lot more in detail in our other videos, but in essence, we have 2 Marley mat tapes that you can get, and you can therefore install your Marley mat yourself. Now we do provide installation services, but you know, we're all about empowerment here at Free Movement, so we definitely empower you to be able to do it yourself. We might have a new course coming up to teach you exactly how to do it properly, or if you want to help some of your friends do the installation, that could be an option as well. But anyway, here we are at Free Movement, empowering you to build your own home studio, build your own studio anywhere, even if it's a commercial studio. Yeah, I can do it myself, so you can do it too. But if you have any questions, always feel free to ask us. Okay, always here for you. Alright, so I hope that you've actually learned something about our Marley Dance Mats today, and it has helped you to actually be able to choose which of our Marley Mats you would prefer. By the way, here at Free Movement, we ship worldwide, so no matter where you are, let us know and we'll get our courier partners. We work with so many courier partners to be able to deliver worldwide, and yeah, we'll definitely love to send Marley Mats over to you. We've sent it over to the US, we've sent it over to Australia, we've sent it over to Hong Kong, we've sent over to Taiwan, we've sent over to Canada, we've sent over to, of course, in Singapore, Malaysia. What I'm trying to say is that wherever you are in the world, prioritize keeping yourself safe, alright? There's nothing more important than keeping yourself safe as you dance, or your friends, or your loved ones, or your child, okay? Keep yourself safe. Keep the people around you safe. Tell them that, hey, you know, dance injury prevention is really very important, because at the end of the day, none of us want to get injured. I've been very injured myself as a dancer, you know, so many injuries that we'll talk about another time, but you know, always make sure that injury prevention is key. Whether you have just started dancing, or you're a seasonal dancer, or you are a professional dancer, you know what it means when you are injured and you have to stop dancing. Not fun. Always make sure that the root cause can always be eliminated, and the main problem for a lot of dancers is bad flooring. So once you're dancing on bad floors, chances are you probably get injured somehow. Not saying all the time, but chances are a lot higher if you're dancing on a floor that's not meant to be a dance floor. Bad floors, aka cement floors, aka tiles, okay? All these are terrible floors to dance on. So if you are in a position of power where you can actually make a change, whether you are the dance captain, dance president, whether you are a teacher in a school, whether you know you are a parent, a dancer yourself, whatever position of power they have, always always inform the institutions, the schools, your parents, anyone, all right, that having a proper dance floor is so crucial to your dance journey. It makes all of the difference. And trust me, this is a once in a lifetime investment. Invest one time, it helps you in so many ways. And if you want to change your Marley mat in future, don't throw it away, okay? Pass it on to someone else, to another dancer. You can resell that as a second-hand mat. So many ways to go about doing it because our dance mats last for years and years and years. We're all about sustainability here, so if you have any questions, we do have a Facebook resale group that you can actually put the mats there to sell as well. But go ahead, I'm sure wherever you are, whether you're in Singapore or in other countries, there are definitely, resale groups going on, or a platform or marketplace where you can actually sell that. So in Singapore, we have Carousel. So if you want to, resell your Marley mats after that, go ahead to go to Carousel to do that. We're all for it. So if you have any questions, once again, all right, drop it down in comments below, WhatsApp us, reach out to us anywhere. We definitely want to speak to you and help you out with making your choice if you're still not sure, all right? But in this video, I hope that it has helped you in understanding the different types of Marley mats that Free Movement offers. Free Movement is here to support your every dance need, and we're here to offer you solutions and help to make dancers' world a much better place. We have new videos coming out every single week, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video very useful. Check out other videos going on over here and turn on the notification bell once you've subscribed to us so that you will know when a new video is coming out. See you again next week. Take care, stay safe, and keep dancing. Bye! Tiger, you want to say hi? Come. Tiger, come. Tiger, come here. Tiger, come. Come here, Tiger. Come here. Tiger, come back here. Tiger, come back here. Say hi. Oi. Hello. Yeah? Say hi, everyone. Hello. Then Tiger, say hi. Hey, what you looking at? Why are you looking up there? What's that? What's that there? Don't scare me. Okay, say bye. Say bye, Tiger.